Hey moms and dads, it is Pastor Michael here from Winston-Salem First, and I wanted to make a video today on something that has to do with pop culture. So this is something I want to do more often, right? And so I want to do more reviews when it comes to video games and movies because I want to be able to inform you from a pastor's point of view what I think is safe for your kids. And now this video can be for anyone. It doesn't have to just be for our church, but I felt like making it today and posting it. And so the overlays I'm using for this video today are actually for my streaming that I do on a regular basis on Twitch. And so just kind of ignore that side of it. But yes, so Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness came out today. And so this is a movie that maybe you have been looking forward to seeing and maybe even taking your kids. But I want to give you a warning today. And so a lot of times when we see a movie come out and it has the Marvel tag on it, or it has the Disney tag on it, or it has something else, and I'm not going into the whole Disney thing right now. That's not what this is about. This is not why I'm saying don't see it. But it's easy for us to see the Marvel word on it and go, I got to take my kids. I love Marvel. I love superheroes. Well, this is a movie I would suggest that you don't take your kids to. So I saw it today, and it does have a PG-13 rating, and sometimes even when we see the Marvel name, we don't even look at the rating. We've kind of become used to movies just being good and wholesome, right? For the most part. But this movie that came out today, Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness, the second Doctor Strange movie, is rated PG-13 and it's directed by Sam Raimi. And if you guys don't know who Sam Raimi is a director. His roots are in horror. He did movies called Evil Dead, Army of Darkness. But yes, he did do the original 3 Spider-Man movies. And those, for the most part, were fine, right? But this movie, he goes back into his roots, of his horror roots. And so this movie is full of nightmare fuel, is what I'd like to call it. If you bring your kids to this, I actually was in the movie watching it today, and on the row in front of me was a younger mom with their, I think 6-7-year-old son. And I actually felt bad for them as they were watching it because I could just see every scene that I was seeing and being like, that kid's gonna have nightmares. And so there's a lot of visual things in this movie that would cause your kids to have nightmares. This is a very, very, very dark movie compared to any other Marvel movie created, except for maybe Endgame became a little dark too. And so this movie takes place after the TV show on Disney Plus, WandaVision, where Wanda, if you haven't seen it, created an alternate reality in this town where she took people over and she created her perfect world where she created these kids that were not real. And at the end of the show, she ends up losing her kids. And I don't want to give too much away of the movie if you as adults want to go see it. But this movie basically is a continuing telling of that story, and it has to do with witchcraft and the occult. And so there's very, very heavy undertones of the occult in this movie. And so if you do not want to introduce your kids to something like that, I would recommend that you do not see this movie. And so some of the things that some people were putting online is that I was also very disappointed in it. There were some great moments, but overall the movie felt very dark and occultic. I had about 4 times where I was ready to leave and told my husband I wouldn't be watching it again, and we felt really regretting having seen it. And there's other people that posted that they felt really, they felt a presence of darkness over them as they were leaving the movie. And so I just want to encourage you, if you felt like seeing this movie this weekend with your kids, I would recommend that you don't. Or go and see it yourself before taking your kids so you can judge for yourself. But as a pastor's point of view, I would encourage that you don't let your kids see this movie. Because again, it's a very dark movie. There's a lot of horror elements. There's a lot of gruesome deaths in this movie, and there's a lot of witchcraft and occult in this movie. So from a pastor's point of view, I recommend again that you don't take your kids to see this, but I wanted to make this video to give a warning to you guys. And this is something we're gonna do on a more of a regular basis, where I wanna bring back the podcast that talks about things going on in our world right now that your kids could be introduced to, and how as parents we can help not introduce our kids to these things. And so there you go. That's my recommendation. Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, or 2 thumbs down to bring your kids to. So we'll see you on Sunday or whenever we see you next.